Long ago, in a land called Israel, there was a great famine. There was not enough food. People were hungry. Because of this, a man named Elimelech took his wife Naomi and their 2 sons and left Israel to live in a nearby land called Moab, where there was food. After some time, something sad happened. Elimelech died. Naomi was now alone with her 2 sons. Later, her sons married 2 women from Moab. One was named Orpah, and the other was named Ruth. But then tragedy struck again. Both of Naomi's sons died. Now Naomi had no husband, no sons, only her 2 daughters-in-law. She was heartbroken. One day, Naomi heard that God had helped the people in Israel again and that there was food in her homeland, so she decided to return. Naomi told Ruth and Orpah, "Go back to your families. You are young. You should start new lives." Orpah cried, hugged Naomi, and returned home. But Ruth refused to leave. She looked at Naomi and said words that would be remembered forever. "Where you go, I will go. Where you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth chose love over comfort. She chose loyalty over safety. So Ruth and Naomi traveled together back to Israel. When they arrived, Naomi felt empty and sad. She told people, "Do not call me Naomi, which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter, because my life has been very hard." They were poor. They had no money, no land. So Ruth did something humble and brave. Every day she went to the fields to pick leftover grains after the farmers had harvested. This was how poor people survived in those days. One day Ruth went to a field that belonged to a kind man named Boaz. Boaz noticed Ruth. He asked, "Who is this woman?" When he learned that she was the woman who stayed with Naomi and cared for her, Boaz was moved with kindness. He told Ruth, "Do not go to any other field. Stay here. You will be safe." He gave her extra food and made sure no one treated her badly. When Ruth returned home, Naomi was surprised. She realized something important. Boaz was a kinsman-redeemer, a close family member who had the right to protect and help them. Naomi guided Ruth on what to do next. Ruth obeyed. Boaz was touched by Ruth's humility and respect. But there was one problem. Another man was a closer relative than Boaz and had the first right to help Naomi's family. Boaz went to the city gate and spoke publicly with the elders. The other man decided not to take responsibility, so Boaz said, "I will do it." He redeemed the family land. He married Ruth. God blessed them. Ruth, who once had nothing, became a wife. Naomi, who once felt empty, was filled with joy again. Ruth and Boaz had a son named Obed. Obed became the grandfather of King David, and from King David's family line would one day come Jesus Christ. Ruth was not born an Israelite. She was a foreigner. But because of her faith, love, and loyalty, God wrote her into the greatest story ever told.